I'm getting this video started at supper time because we had Bible study today. I will be emptying the dishwasher and folding clothes with you guys, but I'll be doing that later, probably after Noah goes back to work. We're going to be making some ranch pork chops. It's a ranch pork chop and potato sheet pan dinner. I've not made a lot of sheet pan dinners, but this one sounds really good. It looks really good. The only thing is I don't know exactly where it came from because it's not on here, but I do have it saved on my computer so I can link it down below. I won't be telling y'all what the ingredients, like the exact measurements are, but you'll see what I'm doing. I will tell you what the ingredients are, like oil and pork chops and potatoes and all that stuff. It does have the ingredients list and the way you need to do it, which actually, let me preheat this. And it has the instructions, but it also on this has some notes. If I can turn the page, it says, although I use baby potatoes, you can use regular potatoes cut into cubes. I prefer Yukon Gold, but red skin potatoes work as well. Another option would be fingerling potatoes, but usually I don't find these as often at the grocery store. Alright, that was one thing about the potatoes. Well, I don't have any of those potatoes except I have red potatoes, which are big compared to what she had. So I'm just going to wash these up and cut them a little bit. That way I don't have to peel them. And then, because we have found that we just love sweet potatoes, I'm going to peel these and chop them up too. And sweet potatoes do not take as long to cook as other potatoes. Don't know why, because they're harder to cut. I don't know. Anyways, that was what I'm going to do. The pork chops that they used were about 1 inch in thickness. The pork chops we're using, Jeff said they're probably anywhere between 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. They're ones that we had a loin and we cut up ourselves, so that. And she told what size sheet pan she used, which was 17.5 by 12.5 by 1. I think that's the size ours is. So, but we only have 5 pork chops. She used 6. So, there's that. I have all my ingredients out. Yes, I do. I've got all of it out. I'm going to go ahead and mix up the seasoning together. And then I'm going to peel the sweet potatoes and wash up all the potatoes and chop them up and assemble it on the sheet pan. I'm trying to decide if I want to use parchment paper or not, because I just don't know why that I would use parchment paper. Y'all, I have been using things like that just to make it more convenient. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, that was a spam caller. I didn't answer it. At least that's what it said. It was a spam caller. Anyway, what I was saying is I have realized that I use certain things to make it more convenient for me. Okay, like I don't use aluminum foil a lot whenever I'm baking because aluminum conducts heat differently, and like cookies and stuff like that, it can make your cookies burn on the bottom, and it browns faster on wherever it's touching. So I've used different things like that to help me, to make it more convenient for me, so maybe I don't have to wash the pan as often, because you know, if you cover it with foil, like if you're baking cookies, you don't have, well, parchment paper or whatever, you may not have to wash the pan and all that stuff. But 9 times out of 10 I end up washing it anyway, so I don't even know why in the world I keep wasting the money. Now I can understand using things so it doesn't stick. I can understand using things so that you know, to cover it with and all that, but I have just been wasting so much time and money putting this stuff on, and I don't really need it, because I'm so scared there's going to be some little crumb on it. I'm going to wash it anyway. So I'm probably not going to use anything like that unless it calls for it. Now if it calls for it to help it not stick, I may do it, but it does not call for it. But something else I have done, we have decided that we're going to do a test with ourselves. And we're going to try just exclusively using our cast iron, stainless steel, or whatever you want to call it. It's stainless steel, yeah. Glass and all that kind of cookware. That we're going, let's just put it this way, it'd be easier for me to say, we have put all of our non-stick cookware in a box. And we're going to try using it. I'm going to give myself some time. I'm not going to do it for a few days and be like, you know, okay, let's get rid of my other. I'm going to give myself some time, have that in a box. If I find that I like the cast iron and all the other better, we're getting rid of that stuff. Because I just find so many issues with me having to use special utensils just to use the things. And with cast iron, you can use whatever you want in it. Metal, silicone, whatever. So I'm tired of you know, having to be so picky about it. And also, I hand wash them anyway. So why not just use the cast iron that will probably benefit me because it'll give me iron and I need it. I'm having to take an iron supplement as it is. Plus, cast iron's been around so long, and I think that a lot of times the food tastes better. So we're gonna try that. We're gonna see how it works out. And you know, I'm still gonna use my stainless steel and stuff, which today I'm gonna be using stainless steel because it's a baking dish. And I don't have a big old huge cast iron dish to bake in. I just don't think I could lift it. Honestly, big old pan, that'd be heavy. But yeah, we're testing things. This is our testing year, I guess. We're trying new things that are old things. But anyway, I just decided I'd tell y'all that. But I'm fixing to get to cooking. I've got the oven preheating to 400. And I'm going to wash my hands, get me a bowl, and we're going to mix up some seasoning and go from there. Alright, so I've got my bowl here, and I got my seasonings and all those things out. And I'm kind of doing a little bit different because I'm just doing the seasoning before I do the other part, which is not a big deal. It doesn't matter. So in this bowl, I'm going to mix up my ranch seasoning, which it calls for a packet of that, I think. No, it says 1 ounce packet. Well, yeah, a packet. But a packet of ranch seasoning, taco seasoning, gravy seasoning, au jus seasoning, which is a type of gravy, is 3 tablespoons in most cases. So that's what I'm putting in there, is 3 tablespoons of my homemade. The reason why I'm telling you that is just because you may not know. And you might want to know. I don't know if you want to know, but you know now. If you didn't want to know, okay, I'm sorry. Alright. The next thing I'm putting in there is my paprika, and it calls for smoked paprika. So that's what I'm using. Is smoked paprika. Oh dear. Let's hope I don't make a mess. Ooh, I can put a little bit of that back. We're alright. It's not a big deal. I can smell the smokiness of this. Oh, please don't fall in the floor. Thank you for not falling in the floor. Oh my goodness, what is happening to me today? I can't hold anything. Okay, it'll be alright though. I've got this. Alright, oregano. Oregano. We're preheated. Did I tell y'all 400? If not, I'm sorry. That's where we need to be. But we need oregano. And we're going to make a mess, I guess. So, whatever. We'll just put it in the floor like everything else. Oh, not that. It does not call for salt. You get back up there. We didn't want you. And then pepper. And I'm just going to eyeball it. Now, there is something that I think about every time I pull out one of my sheet pans. And I think about all you younger mamas. Some of you may be watching me. I'm making a huge mess. Some of you may not be watching me. But I see all you younger mamas who are doing YouTube and Instagram and all these things. And I see you being self-conscious about your pans. About your well-loved feeding your baby pans. And now I know that mine that you're about to see it does not look very well loved, but it's not very old either. But I could show you one that is super loved. But let me tell you something about those pans. When I worked at Pizza Hut when I was 15 years old, we had to take brand new pans, which this one it's a little bit loved. We had to take brand new pans, shiny, bright, mirror, you can almost see in them. We had to slather them down with oil. All over, just a good coat of oil, just everywhere. Front, back, in all the little seams, everywhere. Slather it with oil as much as you can get on it and it stays. And we had to put them through the hottest oven you could find, which was our pizza oven. As hot as it could go. Because we had to season those pans. We had to turn them black. We had to make them look like your well-loved pans. So, whenever you get some rude comment about your well-loved pan, about it being dirty, as long as you washed it after you used it, you tell them people thank you. One day you'll learn how to cook. Because let me tell you, your pans are fine. And I see so many of these sweet mamas who are saying, I'm sorry about the way my pan looks. This still ain't as loved as some. But I'm not sorry about the way that pan looks. That pan looks just fine. Because it's been used and it's seasoned. And actually, it was more seasoned than this, but somebody put it in the dishwasher and it does not belong in the dishwasher. And it got a little bit of my love off of it. But at Pizza Hut, we were told to burn those pans up. Season them just like you do cast iron. So y'all don't worry about it. I'm about to move my seasonings now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put the parsley in there too, even though it doesn't call for it. But I'm going to put my seasonings in there and or get these put away and clear my decks a little, you know, get my caterpillar out for the sweet potatoes and all the other things. Now there is something else I wanted to say. This calls for fresh parsley. I don't know if I said it or not. I don't have any fresh, so I'm using the dried, but that's all right. But I'll be back in just a second. One more thing about those pans. Maybe one more thing, who knows, I might have more to say because y'all, I'm in a talkative mood for right now for some reason. But I guess because I've seen so many of y'all, and it may not be all just the younger moms or housewives. Some of the older ladies may feel the same way. But you don't worry about what people say about your cookware. It's your business. But the only reason a pan should look brand new when it's like that kind of pan is because it's brand new. Otherwise, you're not using it. So it shouldn't be looking like it's not being used. So don't worry about it. If you're feeding your babies, you're feeding your husband, you're feeding yourself, it's fine. And I don't know. I guess people just aren't taught how to season their cookware anymore. You're even supposed to season your non-stick stuff. If you read the paperwork that comes with it, which most people don't, but if you read the paperwork that comes with it, it says to oil them. Why? I don't know. But you're supposed to oil them. You're supposed to put oil on them to keep them to make them stay non-stick. And I did not read that. For years, I didn't read that. I was just like, why in the world is this thing sticking now whenever it's supposed to be non-stick? Then one year, I got one. I don't know why I decided to read it, but I did. And I thought, oh my goodness, all these years, that's why. Now some of them are just non-stick because they're garbage. Some of them are some of them stick because they're garbage, and some of them just stick because they got damaged or something. I got tater everywhere. But anyway, I'm going to wash these up and I'm going to come back and I'm going to cut them up with you. But I just want to tell y'all, don't let folks make you feel bad about your cooking or your cookware. If you feeding folks, that's what matters. I got chocolate all over this camera still. I got to clean it up. Alright, so I'm going to start cutting up my potatoes, but I'm going to try to put them back in here. So what I'm going to do is take a few out. This cloth is clean. I just took it out for keeping this from slipping. Hopefully it'll work. But anyway, I don't know why they're so hard to cut. They scare me too. I don't like cutting sweet potatoes. I don't mind once they get down to this size, but I don't like cutting them whenever they're big. And I'm not going to have these too small. Get back in that thing. Because they do cook faster than these do. So y'all don't worry about my non-uniform size taters. But yeah, I've seen so many mamas, and I've told them, I said, don't you worry about your pans. That one was easier to cut. I got tater on my arm. And I told them how that whenever I worked at Pizza Hut, that's what we had to do. Get brand new pans. And I didn't understand it, because my mama never did that. I never saw her get new pans is what it was. She might have done it. I don't know. But I never saw her get new pans. And I had never seen my mama season a pan. I didn't know what seasoning a cast iron skillet was until Jeff taught me. I didn't know what that meant. Because we didn't, Mama didn't get new stuff very much. Look like there was a bad spot somewhere. There it is. Let's get you out of there. Oh goodness, are we going to have to throw away half this tater? I don't trust that. It don't look good. It don't look good. Anyway, I never knew of that, and Granny I never saw her do any of that kind of stuff whenever she didn't get many new pans. I remember her getting a non-stick one and using stuff in it that she wasn't supposed to, and my cousins and different people telling her she wasn't supposed to do that, and she said if she wasn't gonna be able to use what she wanted, she didn't want it. I don't know whatever happened to that pan. I don't know if she kept it or not. Old folks set in their ways. They're gonna do what they want. That's what we should get to do whenever we get old, though, shouldn't we? We should be able to do what we want as long as it's not hurting nobody and as long as it's not doing anything wrong, you know. But yeah, don't worry about your pans. They're fine. Let them be. As long as you wash them, don't worry about it. As long as there's no food residue, don't worry about it. That's my opinion anyway. Might be the only thing I got from Pizza Hut. That and learning what red pepper flakes were, because I didn't know what that was. We never had those either. We'll stick this over to the side. Put that over there. Alright, I got my pan sprayed. And now I'm going to, it says to place potatoes and pork chops on a baking sheet and drizzle with olive oil over the pork chops and potatoes and toss well. I'm a little bit scared that my pork chops, no, they're not. They're a tiny bit still frozen. Not much. That one probably an inch. I might run into a problem here. I might have more taters than chops, than space. We'll find out in just a second. which I'm gonna put the taters and the pork chops like around each other. It's all right. We're gonna be happy together on this pan. But yeah, maybe too many potatoes. I don't know if I'm cooking anything else with this or not. I feel like I need to, because for some reason I always do 3 things. I do like meat and 2 more things. This might be too overcrowded, but we're gonna go with it. Alright, so the next thing I need to do, is rub the seasoning over the pork and potatoes and put it in the pan. It seems like a lot of seasoning, but we're gonna be all right with that because we like a lot of flavor. Which the thing is, the what do you call it? The ranch seasoning has a lot of different things in it. We want that to taste yummy than pork chops. Mix those together some. It does seem like a lot of seasoning. And the one that wrote this said she did not see any reason to have additional salt. But if you wanted to add additional salt, you could. It was up to you. Completely up to you. This is what I'm going to do. So that that pork can get on all the taters and everything. That flavor can get everywhere. We're going to just scooch them in like that. And if it's overcrowded, I will, if I find it's not cooking like I want it to, I will get another bowl. I don't want none of that seasoning on my fingers though. I want it to be on the potatoes and stuff. But it's all over my hands. Get on them taters. It ain't going to. Not unless I make a huge mess. But I do have some holes in this that I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna put it in the oven. And I'll bring it back whenever it's done to show you what it looks like, and I'll let you know what we think about it. Well, what 2 of us think about it. I can't tell you what Jeff thinks about it because, well, not tonight, or not right now, because he's at work. Okay, so this is it after it's done. I guess I need to turn off the oven. I didn't cook anything else with it, but it smells good. It's definitely different than anything we've ever had before with those seasonings, so I'll let you know if we like it once we're done. Okay guys, I'm just going to talk to y'all this time instead of putting on music because I want to talk to you about that stuff. We didn't love it. I mean, it was edible, it was okay, but, and you got to think about this, okay? Noah is my kid who eats anything and everything, and he thinks Mama can cook anything and everything and it's all wonderful. He thinks everything I cook is great. Especially if it's something that I make up for some reason. I guess because we have the same, like, we like the same flavor profile because he was raised by me. I don't know. And Jeff does too because, you know, we've been together for like ever. But yeah, that, it wasn't our cup of tea. It was okay, but it wasn't wonderful. the herbs in it were, I don't know, it just needed something. And I don't know what that something would be. It won't be something else I make again unless it's on a super small scale because Jeff likes it. But for whatever reason, it just was not that good. It might have been better if it would have been chicken, but we were doing pork chops, and that's actually the recipe was pork chops. But I don't know, it just wasn't that great. And so I don't want it again. I ate it. I ate my portion. Noah ate his. He did leave a little bit on his plate. Of course, he got more than I did, but still, it just, I don't know. It smelled so good, and it looked so good, but then, you know, looks can be deceiving. But I followed the recipe, and complete honesty here, I had to get barbecue sauce to be able to eat the pork. I had to end up getting barbecue sauce because otherwise I would not have been able to eat it. The flavor just, I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And that's alright because, you know, I don't have to do it again. It won't be wasted. Even if Jeff does not love it, he'll add A1 or barbecue sauce or something. Now, okay, let me critique it the way I need to. The pork chop was the problem with me. It just did not have enough flavor. Maybe if I would have marinated or put the seasoning on way before and let it kind of soak into the meat, it might have been better. The potatoes were pretty good. Oh, I dropped a sock. Oh well, I'll get it. But the potatoes weren't bad. But the pork chop just wasn't there. You might love it though. I don't know. It had no added salt. The only salt that it had in it was what's in the ranch. So that's a good thing, and that's one reason why I wanted to do it, because I am looking for things, not for me, but one of my friends here who watches me, because of dietary needs in her family, she has to cut back on the salt, so I was trying to find something, and it might work great. Nope, it can't. It can't, because she can't have pork. But it would work good with chicken, and I was just trying to, you know, find something. I don't know. I don't even know why I didn't remember that she can't have pork. Oh, I'm so sorry. And she knows who she is. And she's probably sitting there laughing at me. But that's all right. But yeah, it was all right. It was edible. It wasn't. Now that I have had some things that I've cooked over the years that Jeff and Noah loved, that I'm like, nope, I can't eat this. I'm gonna fix me something else, and I'd eat a grilled cheese or something. But why didn't I think about the pork thing? And why doesn't Noah have clothes? I guess because I washed a whole bunch of his and ours. Yeah, I washed a bunch of his the day before I washed these. Because these are not from today. The ones from today are still in the dryer, and I won't be folding those today. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't think about that. I feel like a crazy person. Anyway, I was looking for lower salt. I wasn't paying attention to everything else. But it might be alright with chicken. It might be alright if you have like some cuts of beef. But it's just, it needed something. I don't know what. And I failed at trying to do what I was trying to do anyway, because I picked a meal that she couldn't even have. Well, she didn't know anything about that anyways. She didn't know I was doing it. In fact, the only people that knew I was doing it was me, Noah, and Jeff, because I chose to do it last night when I was looking at recipes, I found it and chose to do it. After I showed it to Noah, and he thought, oh yeah, I want that. I thought I wanted it too. But it's not terrible. Let's stop talking about it. It's okay. So yeah, I don't know what else I'm doing other than doing the dishes, so I'll do those, but I won't make y'all listen to me the whole time because that's too much clanging and banging. Whenever I do that, it's too much noise. And I don't know what else is going on today with me other than I need to film a planner video, which y'all won't see today, you'll see it Friday, because I didn't do anything yesterday because Jeff was home. Well, I didn't do any of that yesterday because he was home, which is good. I wanted him home. Y'all figure out a way for him to stay home all the time and y'all get to see him all the time. So do I. Alright, clothes are done. And I always stick the dryer sheets in my pocket. So, I'll be back when I start the dishes.
By the jealous waves of the sea, I'm not as strong as I appear to be. Down by the deepest depths of the lake, I lay alone in the darkest place. In my sorrow, dream of the sun. I just wanna be the shining one.
Okay, so with that, I'm just gonna go for today, since I do have other things I need to do. Like I need to go ahead and film the other videos, like the planner videos, because I don't want to get behind. And I do need to put those books on a shelf because I haven't done that yet. That way I can get more down. Next is probably going to be starting on the fiction that's up at the top that's not Christian fiction. Some of it may be, but anyway, I'm going to put all the fiction together too. I've already decided that. I don't care if it's Christian fiction or other. I'm going to stick it together. Which most of my fiction is like old school, like old stuff, like really old. And like I don't have much of the newer stuff. I've got a couple of things that I'm probably not even going to keep because I've already read it and I'm not going to read it again. But yeah, not doing that tonight though. I'm going to be doing the filming of the other things. So I will tell you guys good night, goodbye, good day, whatever. And if you want to try that recipe, I am going to leave it down below. If it looks like something you would enjoy, go ahead and do it. But for us, it was lacking something. Maybe I'm just used to having really flavorful pork, and maybe that's it. I don't know. It just wasn't our thing. It was okay. It was not terrible. If I had no choice, I would eat it again, but I'm not gonna cook it again because I didn't enjoy it, and Noah didn't either. Now I do want to tell y'all something that I do. If, like, let's just say that Noah and Jeff loved that meal, but I didn't, I would cook it again. Because they loved it. Whenever Selena was here, if it was something she enjoyed, I'd fix it. But I would fix myself something else. Or say that if it was something that we enjoyed, but Selena didn't, we always fixed her something else. Now, that's only if the majority of the people, well, whenever Selena was here, it didn't matter if it was majority or not. But now, if the majority of us like it, I'll make it again. But let's just say that Jeff loves it, and Noah and I really weren't that enthused by it. I will fix it on a very small scale for him, but I won't fix it for the whole family, for all three of us. Feels weird saying the whole family because it's not the whole family. Part of us is missing, but I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to get upset again, and I've been upset a lot lately. I don't know if y'all have noticed it, if you've seen it, if you've realized it, but I have. So anyway, not going to talk about that because I don't want to. I don't want to dwell on it because there's nothing I can control. I can't control it. So I don't need to live in it. Like, that makes no sense, but it does. Like, I don't want to settle in it. I want to get past it. That's what I need to say. I want to be okay. That's my goal. And I am okay, but I'm not the kind of okay I want to be, if that makes sense. But I'm alright. I'm not like depressed or anything like that. I have been sad. You guys know that. But not depressed or, you know, things like that. So anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But thank you guys for always being there for me. And some of you, I can just send you an email or a message or something, and you're like, you know, there for me. And I know that, and I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I know this video was kind of strange because I don't normally talk through the groceries? What? Folding clothes. I have a couple times, but I don't normally talk through that and stuff like that. But that's okay. It's good to be different. If every one of my videos were the same, y'all would be bored with me and you'd leave me and I'd be sad. But anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you for hanging out with me today. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead and do all the YouTube things. But now I'm going to say something else I forgot to say. Today is day number 17. Yes, of Eat at Home. I had a grilled cheese for breakfast. Jeff had an egg sandwich. I wanted to tell y'all that. I'll throw a picture up of his egg sandwich because I didn't take a picture of my grilled cheese because I forgot. I wanted to tell y'all that. But anyway, if you didn't enjoy the video, go ahead and do the YouTube things anyway. You might like something you see later. Also, most importantly, leave me a message, or, well, I guess it's a message. A comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. And remember, don't take any wooden nickels. And be sweet.